Opening up the UFC 302 main card, we have Randy Brown taking on Elizeu Zaleski. We got Randy Brown at 18-5 in his entire career. He is 4-1 in his last 5. He is riding back-to-back wins. He's taking on Elizeu Zaleski. He's 24-7 in his career. 3-1-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that draw with Rinat Fakhretdinov. And that draw was spectacular to watch because Elizeu was losing that fight. He even got dropped in that fight. And then all of a sudden, third round comes around, and he beat the piss out of Rinat Fakhretdinov. Beat the piss out of him, worked in a 10-8, and was able to force a draw. And if it does anything, it just shows you how insanely tough Elizeu Zaleski is. Overall, skill-wise, solid striker, very real power. He is athletic. He can be dangerous on the ground. He's a busy guy, active striking style. He's constantly moving. I mentioned the power. I mentioned the athleticism. We know he's tough as hell. We know he has some cardio. He is aging, right? He's getting a little older. But he's very tough, very dangerous, and never out of a fight, as we just saw. He is taking on the much younger and longer Randy Brown. This guy's a good, long striker who uses his range really well. He is nuts tall for this weight class. He takes advantage of that. He uses long jabs. He uses kicks. He will keep you at bay. Then when he's ready, he'll use that speed to just swoop in there with solid boxing exchanges. He does have takedowns as well. He has 9 takedowns in the UFC, and while he's not constantly shooting, he does have some nice trips and then some really solid jiu-jitsu when it gets to the mat. He's very good. He's a lot of fun to watch. He's coming off the knockout win over another
You don't want me to sing?
I had it as background music.
Oh, like a soundtrack? I was singing for Amberly in the Amberly. Do you like that song? Amberly Rose? She's in the
I don't know who Amberly Rose is, but I assume the women in the chat are not actual women.
I don't give a fuck. Amberly,
the profile picture is
just catfish the fuck out of me. I don't.
Yeah.
There's my Instagram.
Yeah.
I'll send you all sorts of cash. You don't have to do anything for it. I'll just fucking take care of it.
I am curious to see if you get some DMs now from women. This should be an interesting fight, though. And my gut reaction when I saw this on paper was like, oh, Randy Brown safety parlay. And I was just like, because Elizeu Zaleski's old as shit. Hold on. That's not the pick. That was my gut reaction. My instant reaction.
Disrespect to my Brazilian
I'm
brother
not
right
done.
now.
You haven't even picked one to win yet. I'm not.
Well,
yeah.
hold on tight here.
That was my gut reaction. Then a little tape study, a little investigative journalism, and it's like, yeah, all right, Zaleski is tough as shit. And Randy Brown is very good, but he's not aggressive. He's not a killer. He's not going to go out there. He's not going to come looking for a fight. He'll work his way. He'll stay rangy. But if a Zaleski stays in his face and brings it to him, there could be some trouble there. I am still picking Randy Brown. He is still the pick. But instead of being this confident, I'm now this confident. Not because of Randy's skill. I'm not souring on his skills. Just Zaleski is so tough. Zaleski is durable. Zaleski is a guy that is going to stay in your face. He is, however, 37 years old. He's probably older than that in fight years. But here's a little fun tidbit for you, Jakey boy.
Here we go.
I don't have stats on it. No, this is actually important to know. I don't have stats on it, but I was having a conversation with the guy that developed the artificial intelligence for us. We used to call him Pick Doctor. And I was just talking about some more data we want and like, you know, what's the next evolution of the artificial intelligence and can it do round lines and all this other stuff. And he was like, what's interesting is he's like, I'm looking at the data. We're analyzing the data. I'm having the AI like adjust to the data because that's what it does every time he loads, you know, it keeps learning. He said, all of a sudden USADA's gone and all these old ass fighters have been far more successful. And the AI is already noticing that and adjusting. So these 38-year-olds, these 40-year-olds that just last year, during USADA, the younger fighter won like 63% of the time. If the only thing you ever did was pick the younger fighter, you were correct 63% of the time. Now, USADA's gone. That's no longer the case. Just a little fun fact. We don't have data on that. We're still looking at it, all this other bullshit, but just a nice little tidbit. Why don't you go ahead and tell us why you think the older fighter is going to win?
Eu tenho
No.
Eu
Unless you're going to do Hakuna Matata.
Eu corta a batata. Você cozinha a batata. Você frita a batata. Você come batata. Você now baby batata.
Yeah.
You're now baby batata. You don't drink the potato, Angelo. Come on. Listen,
Yeah,
my Brazilian brother here, Zaleski, I tell you, is going to win this fight. I mean, he's going to win this fight. And Randy Rude Boy Brown, I believe, is definitely a dangerous guy. Probably in the first round. I think his power and his danger is a little bit overrated. If he can find a shot with that length, when you're a big guy like that at 170, he's probably like a 185 or fight at 170. If you connect, you're probably going to be able to knock out anybody in the division, but I think his power is a little bit overrated. And we saw Zaleski against Renat get fucking smoked in that first round. I mean, he got dropped bad. And guess what? The guy just survived. I mean, he's a tough son of a bitch, this dude Zaleski. He is a tough son of a bitch. Not only did he survive, but he worked himself back into that fight versus Renat. Renat, probably wasn't wrestling as much as he probably should have. He was trying to strike with this guy Zaleski, who was a dangerous striker, and eventually Zaleski was able to land that body shot, hurt Renat, and nearly finished him in that fight. Was able to get the 10-8, like Angelo mentioned, to get that draw. He's a tough son of a bitch. I will say this. Randy, if he is not going to get that first-round knockout, which I don't believe against Zaleski, is live. I just don't think is live. Like, he did get dropped against Renat. Renat's a fucking hard-hitting dude who came with a nice shot because you have to be worried about the wrestling. So you see a lot of these wrestlers, right? They can level change. They throw that overhand right, and it confuses and they sneak those shots in. And it's when you try to worry about the takedown defense, those shots can be able to sneak in. Randy's just going to be tall and long. He's going to be able to strike. I don't think that the first-round knockout's going to be live versus Zaleski. So now you have to look at it as a 3-round fight. In my opinion, Randy Brown lost that fight to Wellington. I thought he lost that fight to Wellington, which was a mostly striking matchup. The reason why I thought he lost that fight was because later in the fight, I just didn't think he was doing enough. And guess what? Against Zaleski, if you're not doing enough, you're going to lose the fight. Zaleski is probably going to be the pressure fighter. He's shown that he can take a shot. He can carry some sort of power through 3 rounds. I will say this, because I know, right, lock of the week, right? I'm very in tune with what the public dog is. And I agree, it was Cesar Almeida, so much that he flipped to the favorite. But when I'm reaching out, when I'm reading stuff online about the underdogs and lock of the week and who should be lock of the week, everybody is all over my Brazilian brother Zaleski. There's no doubt about that. And if you go to we1picks.com and you become a premium member for $10 a month, you will see that I have also bet Zaleski. I picked him. I bet him. I like him as a dog, but I will say a little bit of caution for those that want to load up, because I didn't load up as much as I wanted to. Zaleski is 37, and if you watch him now compared to where he was even a few years ago, you can definitely tell he is slowing down. His speed is not quite what it was. So this fight could be a lot closer than people think as far as picking a dog in Zaleski. Because I think a lot of people think, oh, Zaleski's going to knock him out. I think it's probably going to be a decision fight. It's going to be a close fight. I trust Zaleski more than I do Randy Brown in a close fight. He's a fucking dog, this dude Zaleski. He understood he was losing that fight versus Renat. He found a way to work back in. He is going to be my pick. I did bet him. He is going to win because he is my Brazilian brother. I just want to be a little bit cautious as far as like loading up, but I bet him, so he's going to be my pick.
There you go. I get it. I still.
Muito bom.
I'm obviously on the
Ciao.
Buona noche. I'm obviously on the Randy.
Say boa?
Poha.
No, boa?
Boa.
Say boa. Say noite.
Boa noite.
That's pretty good. I think you can come down and visit me.
Thanks so much. I've been hearing other languages my entire life. English. Did you know this? Italian was my first language. And then I had trouble in school because I didn't speak English. So then my father was like, cut the shit. And they overcorrected. And they just eliminated Italian.
Poor guy.
I was the dumb kid. Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm obviously on the Randy Brown side. I do think length, youth, all of that will matter here. But I do agree with you where Zaleski's the more dangerous of the two, for sure. But Randy Brown is going to be the pick. I think he'll outlast, outlong.
You want to bet on this one?
I'll bet you.
Did you make a deposit yet? Because let's see how much I've got in my bet openly right now.
Yeah, it's all my money.
$1,300 or something like that.
Yeah, I'll bet you. If you do want to unlock Jacob's bet on this fight, all the other bets, do I have a Randy Brown bet? What the hell bet did I just place? I just placed the bet today.
I got $1,500 in here.
I don't. Go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. It's only $10 an entire month. You will unlock the picks, the bets, the round line leans, the tools, and everything else you ever wanted or needed heading into fight week.
And guys, if you haven't liked the stream already, if you don't mind liking it.
That's free.
And I tell people on the live stream all the time, and I know Angela doesn't like to mention it, but I have linked the likes to my vibrating panties. So every time you like this, whoa, there's a big spike right there. I appreciate that, guys.
Yeah, huge spike. Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.